Hi, I'm Dr. Ako. I'm a family medicine physician in Texas. I'm here to talk about a blood sugar logbook and a medical record book that I created. This book was created out of a need that I saw in my clinic with my patients having a hard time recording their blood sugars as well as their blood pressures. And so I created a logbook to try to help my patients with that need. Once I got into creating the logbook, I noticed that there were other things that the logbook needed to have. And so I added a blood pressure logbook in that same book. And I also added a medical record book where you can record your past medical history, your past surgical history, your allergies, your medications, your family history, your social history, the names of any doctors or providers that you're seeing. I specifically added in this particular blood sugar logbook, a kidney specialist, a cardiologist, an ophthalmologist, because I feel like, people with diabetes at some point usually need to follow up with one of these three physicians. There's also additional note pages if there's an event that happens. For example, sometimes people with diabetes will have hypoglycemia. You may want to record what time it happened, whether you had your diabetic lunch or breakfast, or you had a snack or not, and what interventions took place, whether you went to the ER, you called your doctor's office and got an appointment. This is the book. I'm going to show it to you now. So it's a blood sugar daily logbook and a medical record book. I added an ebook about diabetes and hypertension and how to properly take your blood pressure. I added some information on what hypertension is, what diabetes is, different comorbidities that come with the illnesses. So for example, with diabetes, we're always looking at, cardiovascular disease, we're looking at nerve damage, we're looking at damage of the nerve in the eye. So I put some of those long-term conditions that can occur in the book just to help you understand more about your diabetes. I'm going to go ahead and open up the book just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So this page here starts with a little bit about how to check your blood pressure. And the next page, we're looking at a little bit about hypertension and some of the end effects of not taking care of your blood pressure, like, developing a heart attack or a stroke. And then in the next pages, we move into what diabetes is, the different types of diabetes. And then the following pages are actually touching more upon different ways of measuring your blood sugar using a glucometer or a continuous glucose monitor, and what the pros and cons are of each of these methods. And then the rest of the book goes into the medical history that I talked about. And then I'm just gonna fast forward the book. So starting in the month of January of 2025, we start with week 1. And then you can record your blood sugars, before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner, at bedtime, and after. Okay? And on this same page, there's actually a calendar. So you don't have to even write what day of the week it is or the month. You can just fill in your numbers. And on the opposite page, it's a blood pressure logbook. So you can simultaneously log in the same week your blood sugars and your blood pressures. And this goes all the way to January of 2026. And that's the end of the logbook. Okay. Each month has a note page where you can actually, record what any events that happen during that week or that month. Okay, so that concludes my description of the blood sugar daily logbook and the medical record book. You can find this book now on Amazon. I'm going to be attaching a link to the bottom of the video where you can click and get to the exact page on Amazon. Thank you.